after the previous interim was suspended. Plus, the man who scaled that radio tower in Port Arthur back on the ground and getting checked out by doctors. A judge telling us what they think their charges could possibly be. And we are shining a spotlight on the Beaumont police officer who is helping support the needs of the local Hispanic community. How he's bridging gaps and building trust. 12 News Daybreak starts now. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she's on vacation. It's now 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network above Jasper. It's getting some pretty colors there on the horizon. Jeff, has the sun even come up at this point yet? Have I missed it? Is it behind the clouds?
The official sunrise is... As I magically appear?
Yes, you do.
Officially, sunrise is right around about 7:02, 7:03. So it should be coming up here shortly as we look over towards Orange on our Horseman's Western Store camera there. But not looking too bad out there for this morning. Temperatures generally in the lower 70s and upper 60s as we start off for today. You can see current temperatures right now, 66 in Jasper, 69 in Silsbee, Beaumont, Orange at 67, and officially 71 in Port Arthur. Day planner shows 70s all the way through about 9 a.m. Then we'll jump to the upper 80s by lunchtime, and then we'll get into those lower 90s for a little bit this afternoon. Now, we do include about a 20% chance of a couple of showers or thunderstorms. I don't think it's going to be as widespread as we saw last night, but we can get 20-30% coverage of some showers and thunderstorms late afternoon or into the early evening, kind of like what we did yesterday. And there could be some heavy downpours there, a little bit of thunder and lightning. But I don't think hopefully won't see any more power outages like we saw over towards the Orange area last night, and some of them continuing in towards the morning. So hopefully they'll get those repaired for today. Our 7-day forecast shows more rain, especially in the middle of next week with a cold front. We'll talk about that coming up in weather.
All right, Jeff. Well, that man who spent 40 hours atop the old radio tower at Lamar State College, Port Arthur, he finally is back down on the ground. That happened yesterday morning. In fact, we showed it to you live here on Daybreak yesterday morning. Now, the police chief, Tim Durso, is telling us that man, he's in the hospital. And as we saw live yesterday morning through our sky camera there, he came down willingly. His family was there to meet him. Now, after a talk with police, the 58-year-old rode his bike to the police station with officers there. Chief Tim Durso says the department's going to wait for him to be fully checked out and receive any necessary treatment before they even consider any charges. Now, we did speak to a judge, Judge Courtney Arkeen, about what charges he could potentially face. Take a look.
Some things he could face would be possibly criminal trespass because it was on a college campus or a private property, for instance. Disorderly conduct. I'm not sure what all he did while he was up there. And there could also be felony charges if he had been convicted of this before, and could possibly be ordered to reimburse for the emergency services that were required to get him down.
Now, his family waited for him at the bottom of the tower, and they told 12 News that he has been experiencing mental health issues.
Mental health is real. I see the social media posts, they're taking jokes about it. I hope that they get him the help that he needs. You have to take it serious. It could have been worse. Thankfully, it was just himself.
And we're glad he made it down safely. The family there also saying that he was a scaffold builder in the past and is comfortable with those heights. The police tell us that he has climbed other tall structures in the past. We'll keep you updated if any charges are filed. All right, another shakeup in Pinehurst. City council members, they appointed a new interim city administrator, Robbie Hood. He's going to be taking over that role. He's the former city manager for the city of Vidor, as you'll recall. And our 12 News reporter, Derek Jones, he has the latest this morning. Derek?
Mark, Pinehurst City Council appointed a new city administrator Wednesday night at its meeting. This comes after the former city administrator and police chief Stephen Stroud was suspended with pay last week after the Texas Municipal Police Association raised concerns. The city council suspended Stroud, citing concerns over his leadership and possible conflicts of interest. Last night, members voted unanimously to name Robbie Hood as interim city administrator. Stroud showed up with his attorney and was spotted talking with council members before slipping behind closed doors. Hood says he's ready to help the city move forward.
We're a small community, even though we're all in this together, Orange, Pinehurst, and West Orange. I want to try to capture businesses and stuff with a reinvestment zone and tax abatements and stuff to try to help us eliminate some of the tax burden that our taxpayers had to pay for property taxes.
Hood was the city administrator for Pinehurst 6 years ago before becoming the Vidor city manager and later retiring. He says he's hoping to start his role as interim city administrator Monday morning. The Pinehurst City Council delayed naming an interim police chief since Stephen Stroud has been serving in both roles and is now suspended. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office, they're unveiling its new patrol boat today, and you're invited to check it out. This is happening at 11 a.m. at the Umphrey Pavilion on Lake Sam Rayburn. The boat is going to be dedicated in the memory of Deputy Sheriff Edward Raymond Claude, who gave his life in the line of duty. And there will be refreshments there, as we are told as well. And this Hispanic Heritage Month, 12 News is highlighting community leaders who are supporting the needs of the Southeast Texas Hispanic community. Beaumont Police Officer Cesar Beati isn't just a member of the Community Relations Division. He also takes an active role in supporting the needs of his community by attending events and hosting monthly town hall-like events in Spanish. He spoke with 12 News reporter Spencer Plato about this and how this helps bridge the gap and build trust.
We want to show the love and the support that we have for our community, just like they do for us as well.
More than just crime fighters. The Beaumont Police Department is working to break down barriers and build trust in the Hispanic community.
Being able to speak the language and bridge that gap really makes us more successful.
That's why Public Information Officer Cesar Beati hosts monthly Spanish talks for the community.
It allows us to be more involved and take it more personal when it comes to providing service to the entire community of Beaumont, regardless of the language they speak or where they came from.
Officer Beati says the talks allow the Spanish-speaking community greater access to understanding what's happening in their community.
We ask, what topic would you like me to prepare for you? So that will be like the main presentation.
From mental health concerns to crime statistics and more.
For example, this last month we discussed the active shooter in public schools and also what public schools are doing to protect their children.
It's necessary to have an open dialogue with everybody to the benefit of the whole community.
Jesus Abrego is with the Multicultural Ministry Office for the Catholic Diocese of Beaumont. He's attended several of the talks and says he's thankful for the outreach to the growing Hispanic community.
We're really grateful to the Beaumont Police Department and every department within the city that is aware of the changing demographics of our city.
But for Officer Beati, it's more than demographics and translations. He serves to build trust.
Just them knowing that I speak Spanish makes them a lot more comfortable and able to communicate with them, and it almost makes them feel like I can understand their culture in a sense.
In Beaumont, Spencer Plato, 12 News.
And their next meeting is going to be September 25th, 6:30 at Our Lady of the Assumption Catholic Church. That's in the Avenues. All right, now to some health news. Workers at Christus St. Elizabeth Hospital in Beaumont and students pursuing careers in healthcare, they now have a new way to learn, and they can do it before they ever meet a patient. This is the $1.2 million simulation center, and it was unveiled Wednesday. It's designed to give clinicians hands-on experience in real-life scenarios. A Christus board member says it's an excellent tool for future healthcare workers.
They've got full simulation here, ER, birth, you name it, it's in the hospital here. And the cool thing about it, it is a tool that's here now for all of our area colleges so that they can use it, and also as well as the staff here at the hospital at Christus.
And the high-tech training facility was paid for with donations. And in other health news this morning, when it comes to losing weight, many people use a scale to help them check their progress. But that number doesn't always tell the whole story.
That is, one big issue that we have with weight and also with body mass index or BMI, because you have to take into the fact that you're looking at improving someone's quality of life, which means, according to studies and research, that it has to be a loss in fat mass that we're looking for, or adipose tissue, as the medical personnel would talk about. So when we talk about the scale, I talk to patients about multiple things when it comes to weight, and not just the weight on the scale.
And that doctor there says there are many factors that impact the number on the scale, one of those being the time of day. Your weight can vary depending on whether you weigh yourself before breakfast or late in the afternoon. Other factors like water retention, bloating, or muscle gain from exercise, they can make a difference as well. And what's most important is how you feel.
The biggest thing about weight is quality of life, and a lot of my patients, even patients who say, hey, I don't really move much on this scale, they will tell me things that are important, like, hey, I climb up and down the stairs without being winded. I'm not in pain anymore. I get to play with my kids a lot more. I mean, that's why the quality of life plays a role.
And the doctor advises against weighing yourself every day since daily weight tends to fluctuate and it can create unhealthy habits. Now, instead, they suggest using the scale once or twice a week. All right, September is Healthy Aging Month, a time to bring awareness to the process of staying physically, mentally, and socially healthy as we grow older. Mandy Gaither has 7 keys to unlock the door to healthy aging.
If we're blessed with life, aging is something all of us will face, but staying healthy as the years pass starts when we're young.
Choices that we should be making in our 30s, 40s, and 50s, for example, help us age really well when we're 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Dr. Chirag Panchal with Orlando Health says the first key to health as we age is nutrition, maintaining a healthy, balanced diet. Next, keep your body active. The CDC says average adults need at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity physical activity and 2 days of muscle strengthening exercises a week. Third, Panchal says to keep your brain active and stimulated, and that means getting adequate sleep between 7 to 9 hours a night. Fourth, care for your emotional well-being. Panchal says to check in with yourself, practice mindfulness and gratitude to cultivate a positive mindset. Fifth, stay connected. Being engaged with others can help stave off loneliness and isolation. Sixth, prevent injuries. Panchal says falls are a leading cause of injury and disability in older adults. Balance and strength training can help keep bones healthy. Also, remove trip hazards like loose cords from the home and wear proper footwear. Finally, stay up to date on your preventative healthcare routine. That includes routine checkups, vaccines, and screenings.
We can add more healthy years by making small, consistent, healthy daily choices.
All right, still ahead here on Daybreak, a man narrowly misses a flipping car and a pop-up diner for Law and Order fans. Dun dun. That's all coming up in your trending news. It is now 7:12.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed them because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
$7:15 on this Thursday morning, and outside we have a few clouds out there. We'll go mostly clear to partly cloudy, I guess you could say, for this morning. Here's the view from Packer-LaPrade as we look at the Jefferson County Courthouse early on this Thursday morning. Our Roofing 911 live Skycam network currently showing 71 degrees downtown, humidity at 87%, and winds are out of the northeast at about 5. They'll change a little bit more out of the southeast as we head towards later on this afternoon. Temperature-wise, we're in the middle 60s in Jasper at 66. Then we jump to the upper 60s in Silsbee at 69. Beaumont and Orange at 67. Port Arthur currently showing a temperature of about 71. Across the state, pretty quiet, except for some showers and thunderstorms. Texas Panhandle, a couple of more showers also down towards Brownsville, Padre Island down there with a few showers. They've seen showers the last couple of mornings, but very quiet across the majority of the state, and we'll be quiet through the morning. Temperatures in the lower 80s at 10 a.m., upper 80s at lunch, and then once we get into the heat of the afternoon with the lower 90s, can't rule out a couple of showers or thunderstorms. About a 20% coverage today, so there could be a couple of heavy downpours. You might run into a little bit of thunder and lightning as well, with maybe a few isolated thunderstorms there. They should die down during the evening, and then overnight we'll see temperatures back where we are this morning, some 60s mixed with some 70s to start off on your Friday. Out in the tropics, one area disturbed weather. Hurricane Center is watching, says has a low chance of development, 20%. And then we have our tropical storm, which does not look very organized at all. This is Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Winds are at 50, moving to the west-northwest at about 15. Right now, 845 miles still east of the northern Leeward Islands. So looks like it's going to stay out of the Caribbean and make that turn towards the north and eventually off towards the north and east as it becomes possibly a hurricane as we head towards early next week. So no threat to the U.S. with this storm, so good news there. Our forecast, partly cloudy, 20% coverage of showers and thunderstorms late afternoon, early evening with temperatures in the lower 90s. And then for tonight, some 60s up towards the lakes, and we could see a few of those kind of work their way down towards the triangle here, but for the most part I think we'll see a lot of lower 70s in our 7-day forecast, showing dry weather on Friday and Saturday with highs around 93. Sunday we'll bring in a 20% coverage of a couple of showers, same deal for Monday, and then what I'm waiting for is this front coming in on Tuesday and Wednesday. Not only will it bring us some measurable rainfall, it looks like possibly both of those days, not a ton of rain, but at least some measurable rainfall, which we need. It'll cool us down as well. This will be an actual cold front, and we'll see highs back into the 80s for Wednesday afternoon.
You think there's still time to get caught up on the rainfall for the year?
Right now we're at about 7 inches, so around here we could catch up
real quick
in 2 days. We could get a quick 2 or 3 inches in the afternoon. Yeah, so we'll see.
Keep that poncho in your car trunk, it sounds like. All right, thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, 7:18 right now. Time for some trending news. Video going viral this morning of the moment a Nebraska man narrowly escaped being crushed by a speeding car. Take a look at this wild video. You can see him washing his truck's windshield when a car comes speeding towards this gas station. Here it comes. Golly, he barely missed him there. The man makes it out of the way just in time before the car hits a street pole. He was apparently clipped in the leg as that car rolled, and his truck was also damaged, as you can see, but he went right on over to check on that driver. Talk about a close call right there. And a new pop-up diner is serving up justice with a side of fries. It is meant to celebrate the 25th season of Law & Order and is aptly named the Dun Dun Diner. NBC and Peacock, they're opening the diner for just 3 days in New York City. It's going to allow fans to chow down like Detective Olivia Benson after a long case with classic diner food, memorabilia, and themed merch. It is open October 3rd through the 5th. Reservations are free, but they will go fast. And University of Tennessee fan is going viral, or rather his dog is. You see, Shannon is a groomer, so her dog, who's affectionately known as Duck, didn't stand a chance this close to Halloween. Take a look at this. Shannon wanted to do something extra this football season, and oh boy, did she ever. Look at that. She dyed him to look like the biggest Vols fan in Tennessee. She then posted that dye process on TikTok, and the video, it quickly got over 100,000 views. Shannon says it's all for good fun, and yes, that dye is completely pet safe. And a man in Kansas who likes to go for his afternoon run shirtless has a brand new incentive to keep on going. That incentive delivered to him every day by a big yellow school bus full of adoring fans who have lovingly given him the moniker Shirtless Dude. Here's ABC's Danny New.
This is the origin story of a superhero. A superhero a bunch of third graders in Kansas have named Shirtless Dude.
What do they scream at you, Caleb?
Hey, shirtless dude, over and over.
Caleb and Lizzie here moved to this neighborhood a few weeks ago and have always liked to run together around 3:30 p.m. Well, here, 3:30 p.m. happens to be when school gets out at nearby Blue River Elementary.
Sometimes the moms are like, it's gonna pass you again, be ready, be warned.
As you can see, in the hot weather, Caleb has been running with his shirt off, and that, for some endearingly quirky reason, has struck a chord with the students. Now, besides yelling at him from the bus, their young neighbors are even chasing Caleb down the street to ask for his autograph. Look, this young lady actually sketched him with a little six-pack next to a school bus of children screaming, "Hi, shirtless dude," and "We love you!"
She was like, hey, can you please sign this picture I made for you? And she sprinted after me and just handed it out to me. I was like, yeah, of course. Oh.
Another neighbor in a Patrick Mahomes jersey approached Caleb with a shirt he had made.
Is this helping your pursuit to be in great shape?
Yeah, a little bit.
You want to run for them?
Right.
Well, like any superhero's ascendance, now Shirtless Dude is running for a whole lot more people. This video has now reached millions on social media. One commenter writing, "She's gonna be in that bus talking about, but did you get his autograph? Didn't think so." And while Caleb Kent may always play it cool,
He always smiles talking to them. They're really nice, so all the kids are really nice.
All right, here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network above Beaumont, taking a look at the Jefferson County Courthouse. Your time's now 7:22. Meteorologist Jeff Gerber is going to be right back with another look at your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Beaumont.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected.
Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. Beaumont musician Edward Pollard is receiving a national recognition. He is among the 2025 NEA National Heritage Fellows, the fiddle player being honored for his contributions to folk music and traditional arts. Pollard is the third-generation Creole musician. He learned French music from his father as a child, and he soon developed as a master fiddler. His first instrument, very fitting here, was an accordion. He still plays it to this day, and these instruments, he builds them himself. He has been performing since he was 19 years old in Eunice, Louisiana. That's where he started out.
At the bus stop this morning, pretty mild, a lot of 60s out there. We'll start off, I would say, around 70, and then we'll go warm and dry, 87. Isolated shower possible as you make your way home with temperatures in the lower 90s. Coastal marine forecast for today, an east wind at 5 to 10 knots, seas about 2 feet. Next high tide's coming up around lunchtime at 12:46. Our sunrise, we just passed that at 7:03. Our sunset tonight is at 7:17. You can see right now at Texas Point, the northeasterly winds at 10 miles an hour to a 12-mile-an-hour gust and water temperature in the upper 80s. Look for mostly smooth conditions on the inland lakes and bays today with maybe a few showers late in the afternoon into early evening.
All right, Jeff, coming up here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus, we got 30 more minutes of news and weather. The latest shakeup in Pinehurst, a familiar face taking over as interim city administrator after the previous interim was suspended. Plus, loved ones gather to remember 19-year-old mother Jasmine Batiste was killed in a crash by an alleged drunk driver. The balloon release held in her honor. And tragedy strikes as 3 officers are killed and 2 others gravely injured in a shooting in Pennsylvania. What led to that deadly confrontation? Time is now 7:26. More news and weather in just a few minutes here on Daybreak. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong. Tia, she's on vacation. Your time's now 7:30, so let's go ahead and take a look at your top stories this morning. First up, a man accused of attacking a woman and her baby in Jasper County. He's bonded out of jail, out of the Hardin County Jail. He was transferred there for the assault of another woman last year. Now, according to a probable cause affidavit, Remington Boykin choked his then girlfriend, threatened her, and pulled a gun on her. He's facing 3 charges, including assault and aggravated kidnapping. And be sure to take a look at your screen here. The Port Arthur Police Department, they're searching for 40-year-old Tyrone Brown. He was reported missing Sunday by family, and they say that he's been missing for weeks. Now, if you know where he could be sure to call Port Arthur Police. Also, you might have seen this yesterday, the procession for Trooper Jerry Wayne Adamick Jr. went through Beaumont yesterday before heading on over to Huntsville to bring him home. Now, Adamick died in the line of duty Monday at 44 after a crash in San Jacinto County. DPS says that he swerved, went off the road, and hit a tree. He was brought here to the closest medical examiner. All right, let's go ahead and take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Jeff, still about 1,800 people in Orange County without power based on the latest check after yesterday's storms. What can we expect today?
We could see a few more showers or thunderstorms late this afternoon into this evening. I don't think it's going to be a repeat of what we saw yesterday, but could see a couple of heavy downpours here. There are temperatures right now in the 60s, lower 70s in Port Arthur as we check our day planner, showing temperatures climbing up into the upper 80s by noon, and then we'll get into the lower 90s for this afternoon. About 92, 93 for high to this afternoon. 20% coverage of a few showers or thunderstorms once again late afternoon into the early evening as temperatures cool down into the 80s this evening. Looks fairly dry for the weekend. Next week we will see a cold front coming through. Looks like maybe Tuesday into Wednesday, and with that some rain and thunderstorms and also some cooler conditions. We'll have that coming up in weather.
All right, Jeff. New this morning, funeral services have been announced for 27-year-old Vinnie Wynn of Beaumont. He was found dead on September 7th in a median on Highway 69. Now, police believe he was the victim of a hit and run. A gathering of family and friends are going to be held today and tomorrow at Broussard's in Beaumont. His funeral is Saturday morning at 9 o'clock at St. Joseph Catholic Church. Now, a GoFundMe has also been set up to help the family with expenses. Police, they are still investigating his death. And loved ones gathered along Washington Boulevard in Beaumont Wednesday night for a heartfelt tribute to Jasmine Baptiste. The 19-year-old's family and friends, they held a balloon release near the spot where her vehicle was hit by an alleged drunk driver going the wrong way. Baptiste was the great niece of former Beaumont Mayor Robin Mouton. She was killed around 1 Sunday morning. A tragedy family says should never have happened. 12 News reporter Ebony Coleman was there.
A sea of pink and white balloons fill the skies along Washington Boulevard in Beaumont Wednesday.
I think the balloon release is special for us to be able to come and to show how much we loved and care about her.
Many of them landing by a memorial located in the same spot where 19-year-old Jasmine Baptiste was killed.
I don't know how to feel. I just been numb.
Even in the rain, Jasmine's family stopped traffic to tie balloons and light pink candles along this fence.
I'm gonna miss my sister for our talks. We used to sit in the car all night long and talk.
Baptiste was killed after her car was hit head-on by 47-year-old Lejanara Stevenson. Beaumont police say he got behind the wheel after having a few drinks. Stevenson was arrested and charged with intoxication manslaughter.
That's just outright just losing your mind and doing stuff that's not called for when this young lady was on her way to go pick up her son and now she's not here.
Baptiste's cousin, Roderick Morris, and her aunt, Rakisha Beverly, say she was just at their house 30 minutes before the crash.
We was filling out job applications, talking about, her finishing schooling, getting a new job.
Baptiste leaves behind her father, 2 sisters, 1 brother, and her 3-year-old son, Bryson. All of them tells us she will be missed dearly.
She always stayed put together. So I'm the sister that never be put together. So therefore, I'm here for you, baby. I'm here. I'm looking like this for you.
Her brother says they lost their mother less than 2 years ago. He's hoping the two are reunited.
My mama would be happy to have her there, and I know she made it there.
And her aunt says that Baptiste's son is now going to be staying with her father. A funeral service is scheduled for 1 p.m. Saturday at Cathedral of Faith Baptist Church in Beaumont. All right, switching gears now, the man who spent 40 hours atop the old radio tower at Lamar State College Port Arthur finally came back down yesterday morning. You're watching a time lapse here that we captured on our sky camera. And of course, we showed you the whole thing live yesterday on Daybreak. Police Chief Tim Duraso telling us now that that man is in the hospital. And as we saw live yesterday through our sky camera, he came down willingly and family was there to meet him. Chief Duraso says the 58-year-old is getting a physical and mental exam, and they're only going to consider charges once he's been treated. Now, Judge Courtney Arkeen tells us that he could face criminal trespass or disorderly conduct charges, and we'll keep you updated if he is indeed charged. All right, another shakeup in Pinehurst. City Council members appointed a new interim city administrator, Robbie Hood. He's going to be taking over that role. And as you'll recall, he's the former city manager for the city of Vidor. And our 12 News reporter, Derek Jones, he's in studio this morning with the latest. Derek?
Mark, Pinehurst City Council appointed a new city administrator Wednesday night at its meeting. This comes after the former city administrator and police chief, Stephen Stroud, was suspended with pay last week after the Texas Municipal Police Association raised concerns. The council suspended Stroud, citing concerns over his leadership and possible conflicts of interest. Last night, members voted unanimously to name Robbie Hood as interim city administrator. Stroud showed up with his attorney and was spotted talking with council members before slipping behind closed doors. Hood says he's ready to help the city move forward.
We're a small community, even though we're all in this together, Orange, Pinehurst, and West Orange. I want to try to capture businesses and stuff with a reinvestment zone and tax abatements and stuff to try to help us eliminate some of the tax burden that our taxpayers had to pay for property taxes.
Hood was the city administrator for Pinehurst 6 years ago before becoming the Vidor city manager and later retiring. He says he's hoping to start his role as interim city administrator Monday morning. The Pinehurst City Council delayed naming an interim police chief since Stephen Stroud has been serving in both roles and is now suspended. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek. Port Arthur Mayor Charlotte Moses, she's hosting a 90-day community progress meeting today. It's going to cover updates on city development, including infrastructure projects, road repairs, housing initiatives, and more. Residents can engage with the mayor and discuss plans for stronger neighborhoods and community partnerships. That's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30 this evening at the Department Club on Lakeshore Drive. And tomorrow, all Beaumont ISD classrooms are going to have a copy of the 10 Commandments displayed. Jefferson County Republican Party Chairman candidate Shiloh Platts says he's going to be donating those posters. Now, as you'll recall, there's a new state law that took effect this month, and that requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in every Texas classroom if they're donated. The district agreed to comply with the state law if the posters were indeed provided. Now, in a press release from that Republican candidate, Platt said, quote, "I made a personal donation myself, and Citizens Defending Freedom graciously picked up the remaining donation, and now we're blessed to offer these posters for every classroom in Beaumont ISD," end quote. He says that he's going to be delivering those posters tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. All right, across the nation now this morning, students at Delta State University in Mississippi say that there is a cloud of uneasiness over the school after the body of a student was found hanging from a tree on campus Monday. They say that there's a different atmosphere at the school following the death of 21-year-old DeMartrevion Reed, who went by Trey. Now, Reed's body has been sent to the state crime lab for an autopsy. Students expressed their concerns about the incident.
It's definitely very tense around here. You know, a lot of people are afraid to go outside, go to their classes.
And Reed's death has sparked a firestorm of online rumors. A statement from the Bolivar County Coroner's Office says that Reed's body had no injuries or lacerations, contrary to online speculation. Now, in the meantime, Delta State Police Chief Michael Peeler, he says he's trying to calm nerves.
It's a healing process. We let our students, faculty, and staff know that we're here for them. They can come talk to us. We're out and about, making sure we're talking to them. But we have to allow the investigation to take its process.
And he says that student safety is their top priority. And now to central Pennsylvania, where 3 officers are dead and 2 others gravely wounded after a shooting while trying to arrest a suspect. Amy Kiley has this one.
this kind of violence isn't okay.
3 officers are dead and 2 are gravely wounded after a shooting in central Pennsylvania yesterday. Officials say the injured are York County sheriffs and the deceased were Northern York regional officers.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Sources say the officers were trying to arrest the suspect and serve a restraining order involving his ex-girlfriend.
This involves stalking, repeatedly criminal acts to cause fear, loitering and prowling at night, criminal trespass, simple trespass.
Officials say the shooter was wearing camouflage and waiting in a cornfield when officers arrived.
When I got past the barn, I heard gunshots. I just saw a lot of chaos and saw some bodies.
Officials say the suspect is dead after law enforcement returned fire. Attorney General Pam Bondi says federal agents are investigating. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro says the tragedy is a reminder to appreciate first responders. He's also calling for more efforts to prevent gun violence.
We need to do better when it comes to looking out for those who are in need so we don't have to deal with tragedies like this.
It also is a reminder, especially with emotionally charged situations, domestic situations, how fast and how violently these things can spin out of control.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
All right, your time is now 7:41, and we are following the fallout this morning after Jimmy Kimmel's late night show on ABC was suspended indefinitely. Now, this comes after comments that he made during Monday night's show about Charlie Kirk's killing. ABC has aired the show since 2003, and the company moved swiftly after Nexstar Communications Group said that it was going to pull the show. Nexstar, they operate 23 ABC affiliates. Kimmel has not yet responded, though President Trump has openly celebrated the move. All right, coming up on Daybreak, an 11-year-old Texas girl wrangles an alligator where she nabbed the massive reptile and her thoughts on how scared she was not. Plus, if you ever lose an envelope full of money, may it land in the path of a good Samaritan, the man in Bernie who went viral for helping a mom in distress. Your time is now 7:42.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue.
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
Filtering out rumors and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers.
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, "Don't mess with Texas," means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also, remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
It's now 7:45 on this Thursday morning, and we have mostly clear skies across all of southeast Texas for this morning. There are a few clouds here and there. There's the view from the Horseman's Western Store as the sun starts to climb up over the horizons. Looks like I-10 traffic going along smoothly over there in the orange area. Our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network currently showing 70 degrees over in orange. Then we switch to Packard-LaPrairie in downtown Beaumont. A couple of clouds there. They're showing 72 degrees with a little bit of a north and northeasterly wind. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 60s for most of southeast Texas. 68 in Orange, Beaumont, and Jasper. 69 in Silsbee and 71 in Port Arthur. And you can see mostly clear skies across a good portion of not only southeast Texas but east Texas as well. And some of that extends all the way back out into central Texas. We do have some rain and thunderstorms up towards the Texas Panhandle, but that's moving directly east into Oklahoma for this morning. Looks like we're missing the numbers here on our Futurecast, but I just mainly want to show you that as we get into the afternoon, we could see some spotty showers start to show up across southeast Texas. So we'll go 20% coverage as we get into the afternoon and late evening or early evening. By late evening, things should start to dry out. And then overnight, we're looking at temperatures back down into the lower 70s and upper 60s. Interesting. We'll have to check our computer there. In the tropics, we have one disturbance coming off the coast of Africa. They give a low chance of development, 20%. And then this, believe it or not, is Tropical Storm Gabrielle. Not too organized out there, but still winds are at 50, they say, moving to the northwest at about 15 miles an hour. And the track for Gabrielle takes it off towards the north and west and eventually back towards the northeast. So keeping it away from the east coast, well away from the east coast. And of course, we don't have to worry about anything here in the Gulf probably for the next week or two. Our forecast calling for partly cloudy skies. Southeasterly winds anywhere from about 3 to 8 miles an hour. We'll see temperatures in the lower 90s today. For tonight, we'll see temperatures backing off into the upper 60s, lower 70s, kind of like this morning. And then Friday and Saturday, we don't see too much in the way of rain. We'll go with a dry forecast with highs in the lower 90s there. Small chance of rain Sunday into Monday at about 20%. And then we have a cold front coming through. And this front is something to maybe get a little excited about. It's going to give us some measurable rainfall across probably a pretty decent part of southeast Texas, which we need. It's been so dry, and it's also going to cool us down a little bit. We won't see highs in the 90s on Wednesday. We'll be upper 80s. Hopefully we'll have 2 or 3 days of some upper 80s after this front goes through the area.
That map with all the black holes on it looked like, you know, the movie Independence Day where the alien spaceships, maybe that's what's going on out there.
Nah, just typically we have those temperatures in there. For some reason the computer did not add them this time, so I might have to, you know, to do the old restart and hopefully they pop up.
Darn, I was about to go out there and say, beam me up, Scotty, I'm ready to go.
You can go ahead and do that. Let me get my phone, I can record that.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. It is now 7:48 and across Texas, it's not uncommon for kids of all ages to go hunting, but one 11-year-old girl from Cleveland, she just took down a massive alligator. Take a look at this. Jocelyn Roberts' dad brought her and her teen brother to a private ranch in Rye. That's about 70 miles northeast of Houston, and they began tracking an area near a lake that connects to the Trinity River, and that is when they noticed a large drag mark, a clear sign of a big old gator. They set up baited lines using raw chicken, and then the middle schooler bagged her an 8.5-foot, 350-pound alligator.
I was excited because I've never shot a gator in my life. I got scared because how big it was for a second, but I wasn't that scared.
Family-wise, you know, we're appreciative of having a couple of good meals out of it. It is her favorite meal.
Who doesn't like fried gator tail? All right, Jocelyn has been hunting for years, so she's definitely earned some bragging rights here. And over in Bernie, a Good Samaritan story is giving Texans all the feels this morning. A man finds an envelope with cash and a daycare payment inside in a parking lot, and he turns to social media to help a mom in distress. This is the kind of story where the mystery gets solved and the day gets saved in under an hour. Here's ABC's Sue Kalberg.
Friday night, after a long week, Sean Davis said what he wanted was a couple of cold ones, but what he got was so much more.
As a small business owner, Davis is always on the move, but when he slowed down just a bit...
I just saw this piece of paper on the ground that had about 1 million tire marks over it, and I thought, hey, I'll just throw that away real quick, and I open it up, and there was just $20 bill after $20 bill and a cashier's check in there.
Having lost important things in his life, he turned to the internet to get the goods back to their rightful owner.
And that's when Facebook came in, and the Bernie breaking news page was incredible.
Davis says everyone started tagging friends, and with one clue, the money order to a local daycare, the mystery soon became a magical connection.
If I found it at 9 o'clock, it was back in her hands by about 10 that evening. So it moved fast. It moved really, really quickly.
Wow, dude, good job.
But then, yeah, it was all over Facebook and it took off. So
that was super admirable.
The recent transplant from the Seattle area says he knows he picked the right place to settle down.
When we chose Bernie, it was because we could tell that there's a special community here and that people are always looking out for each other.
Sean says he was looking for a sign that things would be okay in the world, and he found it. He says it's good advice. Look for the good, you'll find it.
Great story there. All right, mark your calendars. This Sunday, the DAR Studio in Beaumont is hosting a free real-world readiness workshop in Beaumont from 9 to 5:30. Now, that's open to teens ages 13 to 18. This event, it offers hands-on lessons like writing checks, building credit, and changing a tire. Organizers say it's all about preparing youngsters for the future and showing them that the community cares. And here at home, happening from noon today to noon tomorrow, Lamar University is hosting its 5th annual Red Day Giving Campaign. The 24-hour event is raising funds for LU students and showcasing the impact of donor support across social media. So to help shape the future of Lamar University, be sure to visit the website right there on your screen. And Beaumont United is heading to Jasper tomorrow night for our 409 Sports Game of the Week. Kickoff for that starts off at 7:30 p.m. And our very own Derek Jones, he's going to be live at Beaumont United tomorrow morning. He's going to be giving us a preview and getting pumped with the Timberwolves during the Daybreak Pep Rally. And be sure to get your vote in for our 12 News Band of the Week as well. It's going to be up to you to decide if the Timberwolves or the Bulldogs band wins. Go to 12newsnow.com/band before 3 p.m. tomorrow. All right, taking another live look here at Beaumont at the Jefferson County Courthouse. And when Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush out. It is now 7:52.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It is 7:55 right now, and it's time for your morning rush out. So here's everything you need to know as you start your day. Take a look at your screen here. The Port Arthur Police Department, they are searching for this man, 40-year-old Tyrone Brown. Now, he was reported missing Sunday, but family says they haven't seen him in weeks. So if you know where he could be, please call the Port Arthur Police Department. And now to that man who spent 40 hours atop of the radio tower at Lamar State College, Port Arthur this week. He is getting checked out at a hospital. Now, we showed you here live yesterday morning on our Sky camera that he came down willingly and his family was there to meet him at the bottom. The police chief, Tim Duraso, says that once the 58-year-old is properly treated, they'll consider charges such as criminal trespass or disorderly conduct. And over to Pinehurst, city council members, they appointed a new interim city administrator last night. Robbie Hood, the former Vidor city manager, is taking over, and this comes after the former interim administrator and police chief Stephen Stroud was suspended at the last minute.
And we're looking at our forecast for today with another chance of maybe some scattered showers and thunderstorms late in the day, early evening. About 20% coverage, highs in the lower 90s. Friday and Saturday look pretty dry. Sunday, a small chance of a few showers. And then by the time we get towards the middle part of next week, a cold front will bring our rain chances up. Hopefully we'll get some good rainfall across the area and some cooler temperatures.
Love the cooler temperatures. And thanks so much for watching Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. We're going to be back at midday at 11.
Have a great day, everybody.